We're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to From One Side to the Other. Oh, Sean got here first. Hi, Sean. Oh, hello, everyone. Once again, our not kidnapped buddy. I saw that. Mother. Don't make me hit you with beef jerky. It was the only thing that I could reach at the time. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. I am, of course, Kristoff N. Chester. We got the bishop over in the corner. Hopefully he won't, meld into the floor again. We have Jesus, who we totally didn't kidnap. I am staring right at you. I am literally staring at you, Jesus.
At this point, I'm desperate to get help, okay?
You don't need help. You have us.
My chat thingy for the live one will come up.
Weird.
The chat's there, but if I want to comment something, is not there. Huh.
Oh, hi, Tara. Hopefully the weather's okay. Today, so we're going to be talking about some secret societies. I thought you were doing a hand signal or something.
No.
Good, because you don't need to, because you're not being held hostage. Anyway, stop laughing. Don't encourage him. Anyway, so we're going to pop the balloon right off the bat here. The term secret society is often actually kind of misleading. See, the truth is most secret societies are what would generally be referred to as a fraternity or an exclusive club. And 9 times out of 10, there's really nothing all that interesting going on behind the doors. It's mostly just...
Nowadays, they just put
Stay
everything...
the hell out.
Well, you said fraternities, but fraternities,
Fraternity is kind of a term used for a younger thing, like into colleges and stuff like that. But it's...
Yeah, but they let everybody know what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to actually, before we start and talk about these different groups, I kind of have to come to their defense. Not everybody needs to know about everything.
No, that's true.
I mean, it's like...
But we do need to know that Godzilla Minus One is the first Godzilla movie that got nominated for a Grammy.
Oscar.
Oscar, yeah.
An Oscar.
It's the first Godzilla movie that got that, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm personally amazed, and there's some things I could say about that, but probably can't say it without being confrontational, so we're not going to. But congratulations to Toho for their nomination. If there's any justice in the world, they'll absolutely get that award. Although at the same time, I'll also say, if the Oscars are too good for people like Alfred Hitchcock, then they're too good for me, so I'm not going to be watching. But anyway, back to my point. Most secret societies, the truth is, they're just exclusive clubs. And to be fair, no, you don't really need to know. Excuse me, choking. You don't really need to know, what they do at their meetings. I mean, you're not going to join. But there are, there have been some secret societies that are a bit peculiar. Let's put it that way. And we're actually going to talk about some of them tonight. And we're going to talk about probably the king on high of secret societies. The original secret society, some people argue. Hello, Mr. Bishop. Hi, Connie. Of course, I'm talking about...
I said the Catholic Church.
We're going to get to that. I'm talking, of course, about the one that I guarantee everyone over the age of 30 will know this. Meanwhile, everyone under 30 is going to be like, who?
In other words, anybody in this room?
Except Sean.
I'm over 30.
I'm over 30.
Yeah, we're all over 30 except Sean.
I thought you were...
I'm 31.
You're 31.
I'm going to be 32 this year.
Huh, that's odd. The last Jesus... Anyway, I'm talking about the Knights Templar. Now, the Knights Templar, it's kind of funny how they're spoken of with so much infamy. They're not as old as you're thinking. They were actually founded in 1119 AD. There are some arguments about where they were founded. Some people say they were founded in France. Other people say that they first started in Jerusalem, actually, which is where they had their headquarters. So real quick, I'm going to explain this, because knights are way more complex than most people think. Seriously, think about how a knight works. Okay, you got it? You're wrong. You're pretty much dead wrong. It's way more complicated. A knight is not a simple thing. First of all, there's different kinds of knights. There's different ways to become a knight.
Bunch of rules you have to follow.
Yes, and on top of that, not only are there knights that all knights must follow, which was known as the Code of Chivalry, also every single order of knights had their own set of rules that you had to adhere to on top of that. So this is a very complex group of people, actually. Now, the Knights Templar themselves had two tenets that, above everything else, they enforced these two things. Number one was absolute humility. Their creed was literally, not for us, my lord, not for us, but for you alone is their glory, which of course is referring to God. Absolute humility. They would not accept treasure or trophies or things like that. They had ranks within their society, but outside, no, they were commoners. In fact, actually, before they became known as the Templar, they were known as the Poor Fellows of Christ. So again, that's an idea of how...
I don't know which name I like more, the Templar Knights or the Poor Fellows of Christ.
See, I kind of like both. Like, jokes aside, Poor Fellows of Christ actually, yeah, you want a humble group. That's a pretty humble name to call yourself. Plus,
I would go out of my way to join the humble boys,
the humble fellows.
The humble fellows of Christ. Just because, like, that feels like more my speed.
Well, here's the funny thing about that, actually. The Knights Templar were very predominant with recruitment. There's this big misconception of how someone becomes a knight. And also, for the record, technically speaking, most of the Knights Templar weren't technically knights. They were not dubbed. They joined the order of the Templar, or the Poor Fellows, and through distinction and merit, they earned various ranks. But actually, very few were dubbed by any kind of king and actually a knight, truly in title. But what's funny is that they were so popular, no one gave a shit.
Well, here's
But
the thing, like, if you want to be dubbed by a king, you have to put the king in the well-being of whatever he says before anything else.
which brings us to our second tenet, actually. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off,
No,
but
you're good.
that was like the perfect segue. Because their second tenet was that, aside from being humble, there must be absolutely nothing that comes between you and God. No politics, no wealth, no relationships. That was a big one. They were a celibate order. They couldn't marry, they couldn't have kids, because that would be something that you would have to be responsible for instead of being responsible for your orders to God. The problem with this is it made them seem very standoffish, because all the other knights' orders, they were right there in the king's court. They were involved in politics, and there's the Templar just sitting over there,
Minding their own
basically
business.
Exactly. Well, God blessed business, I think, in this case. But anyway, they're most famously known for kind of inventing the world's first banking system, actually. So get this. Say you wanted to travel somewhere, right? But you have a ton of money in your pockets,
Well, that's why you carry
One-
a boomstick.
well,
But
one-
those weren't invented back then.
Well, one, all that money could be difficult to transport, and two, you could be in danger of being attacked and mugged, because this might shock people, but once upon a time, highwaymen and banditry was a humongous problem. I mean, today we kind of joke about it as a trope in like D&D and stuff like that, but no, this was a real problem. So what you would do is you would go to the office of the Knights Templar and you would tell them, hey, I'm going to be traveling like this, and you would give them your money, and they would give you this kind of we call it a voucher or something. It was a contract saying your name, saying who and what chapter authorized this, and how much money the Templar owed you because you gave them this, and so on and so on. But at the very bottom would be a coded message. It could be a single word, a phrase, essentially a password. And they would tell you, remember this phrase or word. This word or phrase is how you'll get your money back when you get to the other chapter at the end of your journey. And here's the thing.
That would not work out well.
Well, yeah, because if you go and you took one of these contracts to a Templar's office and you said, okay, I'm cashing this in to get my money back, and you gave the wrong answer for what the phrase or password is, they'll kill you. They kill you. Because obviously you would know your password, right?
Yeah, but what happens if you're a forgetful idiot like this guy?
Then maybe you shouldn't be doing this in the first place. No. And so it's kind of funny because, like, there are stories of people who would be traveling and they just hold up the paper and, like, you're not going to get anything from me, bandits, and the second you turn this paper in, they'll kill you. And the funny thing is the Templar were feared by criminals and banditry, so it's like, oh, I'm not going to cross the frickin' Templar. Are you kidding? I'm not messing with those guys. I'm out. As you were, go on your way. Oh boy. But it actually gets even funnier because not only did they invent basically the banking system, a banking system I should say, they also invented the concept of a police patrol. Lower ranking knights, well, knights, again I use that term actually loosely, would be tasked with patrolling roads and paths and so on that were particularly dangerous. In fact, a lot of people claim that the origin of the story of, I was saved by a knight in shining armor, or the mythical White Knight. Anyone remember that story? The White Knight, how he fought the Black Knight, all that stuff?
It's but a scratch.
Well, here's the thing. That was real people. That was the Templar. Their uniform was a white coat with a red cross on their chest.
Now, if anyone in the audience didn't get that, I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, if you didn't get that joke, then what is wrong with you?
Flying.
Now go away before we insult you again. Anyway, though. But no, people loved the Templar because, yeah, literally they would wander the roads and countrysides just looking for people to help. Now, they did have some very strange rules. For example, a Templar could not accept a gift because then they owed you. And now they have a responsibility to you, which can compromise their responsibility to God. And again, rule number 2, nothing can be between you and God. So they would very often, this is kind of funny, you would hear stories about peasants who would like, oh, Templar, let me help you here. They would give the Templar stuff, and the Templar, they can't just take it as a gift. They'd have to be like, well, I have to give you something. I have to exchange. And so very often what they would do is they would give lessons in reading and writing to the peasantry in return for, oh, here's some scones I made. Oh, Templar, it's raining. Here, take this coat. Anytime you could do something nice for a Templar, you do it because he'll teach you stuff. He'll give you an education.
And back in the day, that's something that
huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. People in power generally don't like having a smart population.
Even to this day?
Even to this day. Misinformation is still a very ugly, bad thing. And so basically, we have to go flash forward for a while. By the way, the Templar existed for almost, just under 200 years. 200 years of saving people's lives and educating people and being generally, honestly, a huge windfall for Europe. They had over 1,000 chapters, which is to say offices, all across the Middle East and Europe. Their headquarters was in Jerusalem, because the story claims that they were founded actually by a group of knights fighting in one of the lesser crusades, and these knights formed a fellowship because they literally were trapped inside the Temple of Jerusalem.
We don't call it crusades anymore, it's peacekeeping.
So they were peacekeepers who basically, the story goes, they were trapped inside the Temple of Jerusalem, and they made their last stand against the heretics, the Muslims. And they actually won the battle, and they swore an oath of brotherhood and fellowship, which is why they were the poor fellows of Christ. And so they had a base set up in Jerusalem, and that was their headquarters. But anyway, just shy of 200 years later, hold on, I got it here. Yeah, King Philip, is it Philippe or Philip?
I always thought it was Philippe.
Is it pronounced Philippe or
I've
Philip?
heard both. I don't know what it technically is. I think it's.
In other words, make asshole with a hat.
Yeah. By the way, real quick, these absolute badasses of war of lore, who also fought in many of the Great Crusades, and supposedly even were right there fighting alongside Richard the Lionheart when he actually retook Jerusalem, in the Third Crusade, I believe that was.
I think it's Philippe. By the way.
Okay. Well, either way, real quick, as is the tradition of this place, thank the French. Because King Philippe IV of France, basically, the stories.
Stick up his ass?
Well, okay, so it's multifold. One, he didn't like that the Templar were educating the peasantry. They were being taught to read and write, math, things like that. And this sounds like, well, duh. Everyone knows math. Everyone knows how to read.
Not back in the day.
Not back then, no.
All you needed to do was farm.
Mm-hmm. And
Blacksmithing, if that's what your fathers did, that's what you did. If
maybe.
Yeah.
And
Labor.
go and be labor for the nobility, for the king. And labor, who can read, can write, do math on their own,
Gets more money.
and also
And knows-
tends to think more for themselves and be harder to control.
And knows when you're ripping them off.
Mm-hmm. So Philippe didn't like the Templar, but here's the funny thing: it gets even worse. Philippe actually took a loan out from the Templar, and basically Philippe tried to say, "Well, I'm the king, so I order you to absolve my debt to you."
And as the first bank ever made, they said, no, pay up your loan with interest.
So it's even better than you think. Actually, the Templar said no because he was ordering as the authority as a king. He's the king. You have to do what the king says, right?
Who are you compared to? God.
That was literally their answer. That was their answer. It's like, your authority is minuscule compared to the authority that we answer to. We serve God and God alone. Some people joke that it's like, if he probably asked them, he probably would have gotten farther with them. But he tried to be authoritative, and that was like, yeah, no, absolutely not.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to use my authority to the people who actually go out of their way to help, be kind.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm going to use my authority and going to completely backfire on me.
Oh, you have no idea how awesome this story actually goes. This is some of the coolest dudes. I'm sorry, I love knights.
Speaking about the Templar, there's a rumor, one of the things that, theories out there is they went into hiding and popped back up a couple years later under a different name, doing kind of the exact same thing that they were doing beforehand.
We'll get to that, I promise. But anyway, so
Oh yeah, Mexican movie.
King Philippe, again, thank the French. Everything bad is the French's fault somehow.
They always surrender first.
Well, basically, when they said no to his authority as a king, he went to the Pope.
Another asshole with a hat.
Clement the Fifth.
Pope Clement V. Also, you're talking about King Philippe the Fair.
Oh, that's a bunch of horse crap.
In other words, an asshole with a hat.
Asshole with a fancy
Yeah,
hat.
we're far enough into the show where I can start cussing.
Oh yeah, no, it's past the 30-minute mark. Anyway, so Pope Clement went to the Templar and said, "You have to absolve King Philippe of his debt." Templar said, "No."
Who are you? You ain't Jesus?
You are God's emissary, yes, but you are not God himself. We will not acknowledge. That was the big thing. They would not acknowledge authority. And I feel like they kind of screwed themselves over here dealing with the Templar, because it's like, obviously they're not going to acknowledge your authority. Stop trying to force them to do stuff with authority. Just ask the guys. They were supposedly very they taught turnip farmers how to read and write. They got to be patient. They got to have some reasonability here.
Hey, Matt. Henry Felipe over here is on my neck about this debt. Work with me here. What can we do?
Exactly. Like I feel like they screwed up because they weren't trying to reason with the Templar. Even though I would personally argue, if you took a loan out, you should pay it back. Now, obviously there might be circumstances, sure. But in general, if I borrow money from you, you want the money back, don't you? It's not unreasonable to give you that money back, right?
Yeah.
But
so someone says you have this time to pay me back, or I'm busting a kneecap.
Yeah, exactly. But as far as anything I found, the Templar literally, it's not like they were hanging him out a window or some shit. It was literally just they refused to absolve his debt. Well, you won't believe this. Shortly after, in the year 13... Oh, crud. Tell me I wrote it. 1307. I did write it down. 1307, Pope Clement V declared the Knights Templar heretics, claiming that they had been discovered to secretly be worshipping a demon known as Baphomet. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the occult, Baphomet is actually a very powerful demon in occult lore. Though, oddly, I don't think he's mentioned in the Bible. Which is weird, because most occult demons, their name tends to crop up. Baphomet does not, I think.
Baphomet is not in the Bible, I don't believe, no.
Yeah.
That's because some asshole had just popped that name out of nowhere.
Probably. But no, here's the thing. Baphomet is, in the occult, he is one of Satan's most powerful and intelligent servants. Very, very nasty demon. Very weird, too. And so, the Templar were arrested, brought to Paris, France, and they were tortured until they conveniently confessed.
In other words, they kept breaking bones and doing all horrific things until they got the answer they wanted.
Yes.
Because of an asshole in a hat and another asshole in a hat.
Mm-hmm.
Ass hats.
Ass hats. Yes, royal ass hats. In the end, the
royal
Templar...
ass hat and holy ass hat.
Mm-hmm. Now, they were burned at the stake. Now, the ghost story goes that they saved the last night that they burned at the stake. The last Templar was actually the Grand Master, the leader of the Templar himself. They made him go last. Basically, they made him watch them burn all his men. He had to watch them all die. And here's the thing. I have his name, I swear I do. Jacques de Molay.
Jacques de Molay?
Is that how it's pronounced?
Maybe.
It's
French, I don't know, I don't care.
Well, this dude was like badass, and like if there was ever a man who probably had 10-ton balls, it may have been this guy. Because here's the thing: supposedly he never confessed under the torture. He refused to even acknowledge them when they were breaking his bones and taking his fingernails off and shit like that. But when they tied him to the stake and they started setting the fires, even when he himself caught on fire, he didn't scream, he didn't flinch. You know what he did? He cursed the king. Bear with rough translation. God alone knows who is good and who has sinned. Calamity shall befall those who harm the Lord's servants. Those were his last words before he succumbed to the fire.
And that's why the French always surrender.
Well, here's the funny thing. Pope Clement V became horribly sick. And after suffering and being bedridden for like 7 months, he died. King Philippe, died roughly a year later. Actually, no, the same year. Yeah, the same year, when he was killed in a hunting accident.
It was Templars that survived, and they're like, yeah, no.
What are you talking about? No, that didn't. What? No. It was an accident. It was a hunting accident that killed him.
Yeah, just like how the rifle goes off. What was that one president that shot his friend in the face?
That was the Vice President Dick Cheney, and that was he shot an emissary from France. Actually, now if I think about it, wasn't it?
No, I thought he shot his lawyer in the back.
No, he.
Friend.
I thought. Hold on, we're having an argument like freaking Ghidra with his three heads. No, didn't he shoot? Wasn't it a French emissary or ambassador?
We have a computer and we have a technician.
Yeah, the bishop's looking it up. Who did Dick Cheney?
Dick Cheney.
I don't think you want to look up who did Dick Cheney shoot. That might
No,
take
there's a
some-
Wikipedia article on who Dick Cheney shot.
Oh God damn it!
Day of shooting, time of shooting, the events, people present. Harry Whittington was the victim. Was an American lawyer, real estate investor, and political figure.
Were they friends?
He received international media attention following an incident on February 11th, 2006, when he was accidentally shot in the face, neck, and torso by then United States Vice President Dick Cheney.
Now we know where Dick Cheney got it from.
So no, he did get shot in the face.
Oh goodness.
He survived.
Yeah. He
Which
still
is-
got peppered in the face with a freaking shotgun.
Which is amazing.
It's kind of cool. But here's the thing. The story doesn't quite end there, actually, for our boys, the Templar. Because in 2001, an artifact, or I guess this would technically be a relic, was found. It was a scroll of a sealed and preserved parchment that became known as the Sinon parchment. So apparently this scroll was kind of like a time capsule, actually. And it was supposed to have been opened a long time ago, like freaking in the 1600s or something. So they cracked it open. They found it inside the Vatican archives, by the way.
Oh, of course.
Of course. But anyway, so they cracked open this tube, this seal, and it had, this is going to blow your mind, it had a written confession of innocence. Pope Clement had written out this huge letter to future generations saying that King Philip had something on him, was blackmailing him, and so he couldn't move against the king, and he had no choice but to execute and arrest the Templar. And he himself wrote up it all, that no, the Templar were innocent. There was never any altars to Baphomet found in any of the Templars' things. All the men who did confess were forced to, or they never actually confessed. Clement just claimed they did when no one else was looking or something. And he even declared that he was so ashamed of it, but he knew he couldn't say anything in the time, so he wanted this tube to be sealed and opened basically in a couple hundred years, when there was no way that anything could happen to him or his family for incurring the wrath of the French nobility.
So he put the king before God.
The Pope did.
What a wonderful Pope. Also, are you going to talk about what happened after he died? Do you know about that?
What I was reading said that he got horribly sick and was like bedridden.
No, after he passed away.
After he passed away. According to this right here.
You have something. What's up?
Clement died on April 20th, 1314. According to one account, while his body was lying in state, a thunderstorm arose during the night and lightning struck the church where his body lay, setting it on fire. The fire was so intense that by the time it was extinguished, the Pope's body had been all but destroyed. Basically, his bones were later buried. Lightning struck the church and
Baphomet was like, "Come here, motherfucker."
If that's not the best way to tell someone to go to hell, right?
Yeah, it's like...
I have a question. So when the Pope dies, is that a promotion or being fired?
I think that's a demotion.
Demotion.
For
That
this-
was a demotion.
For this douchebag?
For this guy, that was probably a demotion.
Yeah, not very godly.
Because there's a whole ceremony that has to happen. The body has to be cleaned, blessed.
Mhm.
I think prayer happens over it.
There are specific prayers that are just for that. There's
Usually they travel.
Yeah, they do not a parade, but they're a tour, so that people can have a chance to see the Pope and say goodbye to him and stuff like that. But no, he confessed in this letter.
I think he has to be buried in he's kept in I believe he's kept at the Vatican for a little bit before he's buried.
In his hometown or something. Yeah, but anyway, the point is, yeah, this dude confessed that he put orders from the king, and it was for blackmail, no less. It was to hide something.
The king probably found him with a child.
Wow, Jesus, just say it out loud.
Man,
I know. But anyway,
on churches, like, if you want to have faith, you want to believe in God, go ahead.
That's cool. But you play by your own rules.
Organized religion, fuck it all.
Yeah, I don't like organized religion. I like religions. I like the lore. I like the legends. I always joke. I rather like this Christ fellow. I wish more Christians would have heard of him. But no. In 2001, this scroll was found, and it was a huge confession that the Templar did nothing wrong. They were completely innocent, and so the official stance of the Holy Roman Catholic Church is that the Templar are post-mortisly? You know what I'm talking about.
Post-mortem.
Post-mortem have been exonerated and exalted of their crimes. The Knights Templar officially did nothing wrong and absolutely were not heretics. They were honorable men of God. I don't know what the bishop is doing over there, but he's laughing, and it worries me.
I was just thinking maybe the Pope did go to heaven, but every day at 4 p.m. the Knights Templar come.
No, what I'm hoping is this. Armageddon, when the holy souls get taken up and everyone is left behind.
I think that's Armageddon.
I'm hoping because the Earth becomes a battlefield for heaven and hell. I'm hoping the Templars come up and just be wrecking shit.
Well, no, don't the dead. I know we're going into Revelations territory, so it's kind of touchy, but no, aren't the honorable and the just dead supposed to rise up in Armageddon?
Yeah.
And there's something about them receiving white robes or something?
With Jesus, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, for the record, I'm not affiliated, but Templar, just for the record, I personally like you guys.
I like you guys, but since I refer to myself as certain gods...
Oh yeah, no, the Templar would kick the crap out of you, dude.
They are gonna murder me.
Well, see, here's the thing. Being taken down by undead Templar that have risen for the apocalypse, that's kind of like the coolest death you can have.
Oh, I'm fighting.
Anyway, though, one last little aside about our boys, the Templar. You might be shocked by this, but a lot of people called out Pope Clement and King Philip about it.
And probably the people who they treated
who helped, lots of people.
They probably also helped out a ton of them, to hide and...
People loved the Templar. The whole reason we have Friday the 13th is because supposedly the trials and several of the executions were held on Friday the 13th, and a lot of people said it was such an injustice what happened to the Templar that God must have closed his eyes. God must have looked away from the world that day.
Why 13 is an unlikely number? If
13.
You look at building, like skyscrapers and whatnot,
they leave out the 13th floor.
It's 12B or another number.
Mm-hmm. Or they'll just go to 14.
Yep.
That all comes from the Templar being betrayed.
Not even just that, but I took a cabinet making class. If there were more than 13 cabinets, one would be either 14A or 12B.
Yeah.
We wouldn't even bother putting the 13 in there.
Yep. 13 is an evil number because the Templar were betrayed, and it was such an injustice that God must have looked away from the earth. So 13 is the godless number, because that was the number that the knights were betrayed. Anyway, I cannot get this damn thing open.
Oh yeah, we have...
Yeah, we have some... The bishop found some weird sticks of beef jerky, or steak jerky, I think, actually.
They were 98 cents marked down, and I bought them, and the one person at work that I talked to, she said they tasted like beef-flavored packing peanuts. So I'm worried.
Try some?
Hell no.
Wow, my loyal Mexican friend here.
I don't actually like packaged that type of stuff.
I think that's a little bit harsh to say. It doesn't taste like that.
Also, I did not put any salt on that bacon. That bacon was very salty. I'm sorry.
That shit was delicious.
Oh, you liked it?
Talking about something from before the show. But no.
Put like 3 or 4 pieces of the bacon into like some of that bread with some egg in it.
Mm-hmm.
No, like when it comes to beef, turkey, stuff like that, I'd rather.
The Bishop is a great cook, by the way.
Like fresh.
Fresh.
My computer is freaking the hell out.
Oh, this does not smell that great. Jesus, you're probably going to be the lucky one not eating this.
Hold on a second, let me see.
Man, that shit looks like nasty from here.
The computer is acting weird, sorry.
Right,
The French did something bad? I knew it. Yeah, right, open eyes. 1312. 1312 is when the last of the Templar were killed, by the way, Mom.
Supposedly.
Supposedly, yeah. So real quick, what he was saying about how some of the Templars supposedly survived. Officially, most of their stuff, their items, their wealth, their properties, stuff like that, those were passed. No, they were passed off or recovered by another order of knights known as the Knights Hospitaller, who were very close to the Templar and worked with them a lot. And yeah, supposedly a lot of Templar actually fled and just were part of the Hospitaller. What are you talking about? I've always been here. Yeah, no, I'm a Hospitaller.
Not just that, but like other temples started popping up in Jerusalem and other places, and a lot of those temples had references or really similar to the Templars.
To the Red Cross, which, by the way, persisted even to today. The Red Cross is still a thing. Where do you think that got its name from?
The Templar?
The Red Cross was the symbol of the Templar.
Yeah, but their version was way better.
Yeah, no. It's hard to be... Well, to be fair, it's hard to be as cool as the Knights Templar, to be fair. But no, supposedly a lot of them escaped and took shelter with the Hospitaller, who were another really cool faction, a knightly order, actually, that I personally think are badass. But we'll have to talk about them sometime. But anyway... Oh, yeah, no, there's supposed to be 13 loops on a hangman's noose. My mom's pointing out, yeah. Or no, that's Mr. Bishop. Hi, Mr. Bishop. Yeah, October 13th, which was a Friday. Supposedly that was the day that they started killing the Templar. And that became Friday the 13th, the day that God doesn't look at the world. But anyway... on to our next...
Voorhees comes out and plays.
Yeah. This might sound biased, but I think the Templar could take him.
I walked off Walmart on Friday the 13th.
You did, I remember that. I regret that I didn't follow you. I should have gone with you.
You left the next day.
I know, but still, I should have just gone with you. I shouldn't have tolerated the way they treated you. And then I find out that bitch freaking got fired for, stealing money.
Which one?
The fat one?
Cody?
Yeah. Anyway, though, our next secret society, this is one that we have an individual in the chat, actually, who might not be so trustworthy, might be affiliated with this group, actually. I'm talking about the Elks Lodge. I'm going to give everyone a moment to go, huh? Here's the thing about the Elk Lodge. They are literally a secret society. They are officially a fraternal order, or a fraternal charity, actually. They were founded in 1868 in New York by...
Of course it's New York.
Of course, yes. Hold on. By Charles Vivian. He was an actor. Now, originally he called his club... the Jolly Corks. It was a drinking club for actors. But after he died, ironically from liver problems, if I'm not mistaken, I did not write it down.
Alcoholism.
Yeah. His friends basically were like, well, he had this club and we're all members. We should make something of this. We should do something good in his memory. And so they became, get ready for a mouthful, boys and girls, the Benevolent and Protective Order of the Elk. Or more simply,
put in benevolent.
Or as some people refer to it for short, the Elks Lodge, or just the Elks. Now, they were never really involved in like the conspiracy theory kind of things you usually hear about with secret societies, like assassinations or stuff like that. Although, yes, there is a conspiracy theory that they were involved in the assassination of JFK.
Who wasn't?
Dude, seriously. There's being called an elk club. Elks are douches.
There's an entire institute dedicated just to keeping track of all the conspiracies about JFK. I'm not joking.
Is it just JFK or the whole family?
Just JFK alone, just the presidential assassination.
Oh man, imagine if it was the whole family.
Oh,
that'd be so much more.
That would be terrifying. But anyhow, the Elks Lodge themselves, they were never involved in anything like that, but they had lots of controversy, especially flashing forward into the 1960s, during the Civil Rights Movement. So they're a very strange group. They have multiple sub-factions, and a lot of people claim that the Elks Lodge was a bigot club, basically, putting it nicely, because they were only white men. Now, the thing is, the reason that people thought this was because, technically speaking, the Elks Lodge was actually broken into tons of smaller factions. And yes, the most predominant one was indeed the white men, but there was a Black Elks Lodge, there was a Women's Elk Lodge, there was a Jewish Elk Lodge. In more recent times, they have kind of all melded it together, and it's just the Elks Lodge. But at the time, they had lots of people try and slander them and talk bad about them as being exclusionary and bigoted and stuff like that. And it's funny because they officially defended themselves with probably one of the worst defenses you could think to say. We're not exclusive. We're not bigoted. We're segregated. I'll give everyone a moment to laugh, because that's just foot in mouth, isn't it?
You mean like the shit that's going on nowadays?
Yeah. But anyway, so they had this really bad run of being accused of being bigoted.
Didn't they let that one colored person in there?
Well, see, that's the thing.
We're not racist. We have a colored person with us.
Well, no, that's the thing. It was even worse, actually, because they were like, we don't need a token black guy. There's a Black Elk Lodge. There's a whole freaking thing over there. And they insisted that everyone in the society was fine with it. The black people were happy with their Black Lodge over there. They didn't want to be in the white people's lodge. But to be fair, segregation is a huge, very complicated and kind of stupid thing. Yeah. Because, I mean, there's some people who say that it was actually a good thing, it was actually a bad thing, and
some people were trying to bring it back now.
Yeah. President! Anyway, but in general...
Not just him, it's other... There were some
celebrities,
some politicians, some...
Yeah. And the sad part is...
Influencers.
Yeah. The sad part, and I'm going to go on a side tangent here real quick, because I'm going to say it because it's my fucking show. Oh, get over it, you're fine. I feel like there is a conversation to be had about segregation. I think the problem is that like 90% of the people who want to have that conversation shouldn't be, because they're not intelligent enough or mature enough. There, I said it. It's a very...
How do you have that conversation nowadays? Because most people don't want to sit and actually talk and debate. They just want to yell over you and say that they're right, and so you give up, and then proving that they're right.
Yeah.
And it proves that they're right, even though that they're not even having a conversation. They're not even trying to listen to what you're listen to what you're trying to say.
Yeah, they're just screaming.
They just want to hear.
You want to punch them in the face.
And
then you're the bad guy.
Yeah, you break one nose, you break one person's nose, and suddenly you're a threat to your surroundings.
Or you body slam them against the goddamn floor.
I like that one.
You are so much more fun than the last Jesus. I mean, I love having you here, Jesus.
There's only...
Yeah, there's only been one. What am I talking about? Anyway, though, they fell into... Whoa!
Frankie dog.
Oh, no. Gluttony.
Oh, so that thing that I'm doing, if you ever see it, and because again we're just goofing around that they're kidnapping me and whatnot, but if you ever see that in public, that means that person actually does need help, that they're in an actual dangerous situation, that the person that they're with is not letting them go, and they need actual help.
Yeah. So do be aware of it. But anyway.
I did not know that actually.
Yeah, no. This is the guy who impersonated a Nazi drowning in a pool of chlorine. Nothing is sacred to him. He will make fun of everything.
I'll make fun of anything and everybody.
That's why you're my favorite, Jesus.
But again, like, if you want to have an actual discussion with me, I will.
Oh, yeah, no.
Just be known I will throw a joke in there every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, you can't take stuff too seriously. But anyway.
Life is too short for that type of shit.
Yeah. Now, so again, they had a lot of flack thrown at them about segregation and refusal and exclusivity and stuff like that. And they really didn't do themselves any favors back in the day because they were a very secretive group. And their response to most questions about them was...
You're not a member, fuck off.
Basically, yeah. You don't need...
That's understandable. If you're not in there, you don't need to know what the hell's going on.
Now,
if you want to know, go ahead, by all means, go join.
Yeah. I mean...
But then keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's kind of the point of a secret society. People don't need to know. It doesn't necessarily mean you're doing something bad. It's just none of their business. But anyway, they had several tenants, and they still do, actually, because they still exist. They actually gave my little brother Sean a sponsorship and helped him get into college, which is hilarious, because the tenets of this society, they don't quite align with Sean. And I'm going to kind of speak on behalf of Sean here for a second. He's not a fan of religion, and this is a very religious group. So
me and John get along really well.
Well, so here's the thing. They have 5 tenets, and this is actually like from themselves, by the way. They will tell you this. Number 1, above anything and everything else, you have to have some belief of creationism, which means you have to believe in a creator. Originally, it was just the Judeo-Christian biblical God, but as generations have gone on, they have extended membership to, well, I mean, they always did, to Jews and other religions. But yeah, their official wording is that you have to have some kind of a theocratical faith. You have to believe in a God of some kind, at least. Hold on, here I have it here, I swear I do. Number 2, you must first and foremost be loyal to the Constitution of the United States. I want to just specify, the Constitution, not the Congress or the presidency. That actually came up. The Elks Lodge has a bit of a history of sticking their nose in politics because they are essentially, what would we call them? I guess technically they're libertarian? I guess that's the term?
Libertarian, yeah.
Yeah, they're libertarians. And it's funny because people think with their high emphasis on religion, they must be stark conservatives. No, they're pretty much...
You should be religious and have a political view and keep both of them separate. In my honest opinion, that's how politics should be. Your religion shouldn't interfere with it at all, and for some dumbass
kind
reason...
Kind of that Templar mentality.
Yeah, and for some dumbass reason, people think that's fucking fine when it's not. Our founding fathers said that the state and religion should be separate.
Mm-hmm. I personally agree with that. But anyway, number 3 is that you must always show respect to the symbols of America. Specifically, they put emphasis on the flag, the stars and stripes, you know. Big emphasis on the flag, Pledge of Allegiance, actually. I know it's funny because you people see that as a kid thing, you know, in school. Kids say the Pledge of Allegiance. No, the Elks Lodge, their meetings begin with reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
The president never did it at school, but when it came to like going out for sports or like something like really military wise, then yeah, I'll get up and do it.
Yeah. as I remember growing up, it was the normal thing until high school. Yeah, in elementary school and middle school, every day the class would start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and 8:05, the principal would come over the loudspeaker, and yeah, we'd all stand up and put our hand over our heart and recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Mine wasn't until middle school. Then that's when they gave if you did for religious reasons if you didn't want to, or other reasons.
They'd send you to the principal or something like that. Yeah.
No, where they said it was perfectly fine if you didn't want to.
Oh yeah.
But
I remember up until high school. Yeah, we did the Pledge of Allegiance.
And then when I was in high school, we didn't do it at all.
Yeah, no, it was not even brought up in high school. But anyway, number 4 is you need, and this is where it gets kind of a weird terminology. You must be clean of mind and body.
The fuck does that mean?
Which they translate to mean you can't excessively drink, gamble, smoke. Now, that's not saying you can't drink, you can't smoke, you can't gamble. No, you can. But I love how you take a big old puff right then and there. But you can't do it like obsessively. So basically, no alcoholics allowed, no addicts allowed, things like that.
Stay away, you tweaky McTweakers.
Hold on, I'm not done yet.
Nobody needs them popping junkies around.
Number 5, and this one was actually added in the 1940s. In 1946, they added this. Number 5, you could not be a member of either a communist or socialist political party.
I like that.
Now, this actually got
no
some...
Nazis.
Hey, frickin' men. Now, they actually got in trouble with this one. Because while they said you can't be a member of those parties and be an elk, they did allow you to associate with those parties. Like, you could be friends with a socialist or a communist. You could even maybe support a candidate, but you yourself could not be a member of those political parties. No exceptions, no arguing. And some people argued this was hypocritical. Personally, I say, well, communists and socialists would need to be people in order to, treat them unfairly.
We had a whole fucking war about it. Everybody was involved. No good. No be Nazi. It's bad. Everyone came together and decided
we had a meeting.
There was a big meeting for a couple of years. It was very intense conversation. A couple people didn't come back from it.
Sadly. But, absolutely hard line in the sand. You could either be an elk or you could be a commie. Period. And what's interesting is they're still around today. They're still a thing. Like I said, they helped Sean get into college. Their modern thing nowadays is that they purport to be a society of nurturing. They want to, their mission statement is to find and cultivate exceptional individuals and ensure that they have every opportunity to benefit the country.
In other words, people with open minds and none of these assholes that my opinion matters more than yours.
Oh yeah, no, their huge thing is on quality of merit, specifically. There are some naysayers who still talk about how they're bigoted, they're this, they're that. Not in their own words. Their whole goal right now is to basically do two things. They do a lot of charity work with veteran programs, and again, their core initiative is to basically help get people into college. Because again, their whole thing is find quality individuals who are exceptional. That's their wording. Find exceptional individuals.
Ozzy's a fucking elk? Fuck yeah.
Yes, he is actually. Find exceptional individuals and put them in positions so that they can benefit the United States of America. That is their core goal. Specifically, and I'm going to bring this up because I actually think this is kind of neat. Right now, their big thing, the thing that they tell people about, if you go to their website, this is on the front page telling about it, what they call the Welcome to America program, which is a thing where they basically look for immigrants who are exceptional and they help them get into college, help them get citizenship and stuff like that, and actually like legally immigrate, like actually, I believe
go through the actual proper paperwork.
Yeah.
Everything they need to do.
One of the exact phrases they used to describe the Welcome to America program is to assist in the transition from foreign to American lifestyles. So again, it's kind of funny. They're so infamous with bigotry and exclusionary stuff, and their big mission right now is literally helping people get citizenship.
I kind of agree with that, just because, like, again, look how this country.
Better to have you guys here in my. If we're talking about exceptional people, I don't care where they come from. I want them here.
Again,
I want them in my team.
Look how this country first started. It was a bunch of immigrants.
Nation of immigrants.
Yeah. This country was founded on immigrants and a Holocaust, but we tend not to talk about that.
I might be too white to say this, but I'd argue that it was a little less one-sided than the Holocaust. But I do see what you mean.
Yeah.
But you were saying, we're a
we
nation
have
of
people
immigrants.
from Ireland,
who are
France, England.
Yeah, I want to say England, Scotland, and Ireland were like the three big ones.
And then afterwards,
and there were lots.
People from Russia, Germany, Spain.
Germany. A lot of people came from Germany. I have family that actually made the transition from Germany to America. I want to say just after the Second World War, or during. I'm not sure. But anyway,
from China,
all over the place.
Asia.
Yeah. So so that's the thing. Everyone talks about, like, oh, Kristoff, you're a bigot, you're a xenophobe. No. Come on over. Come on over. Red Rover, come on. Just do it legally.
If you're coming here legally, do it in a legal manner. If you can't do it in a legal manner,
look for help.
Some people in my family
people need help. Yeah, I get it.
But
and that's
afterwards they work, they job, be productive, be a member of the society. Don't commit fucking crimes.
Please stop that.
And then some people, they come here, they work, they study, they go out of their way to. But here's the funny thing: most immigrants, if you give them and a person who's been here their whole life the U.S. citizenship test, most of those immigrants will know more, will be able to answer all those questions.
Oh yeah, no, I fully.
But again, if you're coming here.
And that's
just because
you're a douchebag. You're
gonna have shit handed to you at certain people who have been migrating into this country in the last couple of months. I fucking hate them.
Well, sure. I mean, you went through and did it the right way. Why can't they? I mean,
well, no. Here's the thing. Most of them are coming over here. They're getting asylum. The problem is they're not working. They're not being productive. They're not adding to society. They're stealing. They're begging, they're fucking stealing.
Yeah, they're doing other things that we can't say. That's why I actually like the Elks Lodge. It's like, no, help people get here. Help them, especially if they're exceptional people who can be beneficial. Heck yeah. Who is it who said the famous phrase, the more the merrier? Come on over. Absolutely.
If you're wanting to get out of the country where you're at because it's so bad and you want to move somewhere else to be
safe, free, secure.
Hell on camera.
It's all the smoke.
Where was that? To come here to restart your life over for something better? By all means, go ahead, do that.
Come on.
More than welcome.
Bring the food. Bring your food.
Yeah, that. But don't come over here expecting that shit's gonna get handed to you when it's not. Like, this country was founded on immigrants and hard fucking labor.
Damn right it was. But no, that's the Elk Lodge. It's kind of funny. They have a very dark history in like terms of being slandered and stuff. But there's nothing about them being involved in conspiracies, not really. And honestly, I'd argue they are sincerely. I know it's going to sound kind of cringy. They actually are a benevolent group.
Now, if I had to join a society or something, I wouldn't be the most. I like what they do.
Yeah, but I guess you could throw a link to the Elks Lodge's official website. I like those guys. I like them. And not just because they gave my little brother a ton of money to go to college. I actually do agree with their statements mostly.
Italy, well, that was one of the where people migrated from too. And they brought very delicious food when they came over.
Bring the food.
And the mafia.
Bring the food.
Not the mafia.
Not the crime. Bring the food. And absolutely, because this thing is, I joke people, America isn't a landmass or a country. It's an idea. It's a philosophy. Anyone can believe in the concept of America. Anyone can be an American. It helps to be from here, that's true, but at its core, America is a concept.
There are a ton of immigrants who I would consider more American than people born here who just want to piss on the country because they're entitled and
Exactly.
Mommy's not still nursing them and wiping their ass for them, and they don't have like everything they ever wanted.
Yeah, no.
So they just want to burn it down.
Yeah, no. Absolutely. But no, I like the Elks Lodge. I actually agree with their statement. So, one last thing. They do have a lot of secret stuff about them. For example, they don't let people view a lot of the rites and traditions that they hold during meetings. What we know is that they, specifically the book of Psalms, that's how it's pronounced, Psalms.
Psalms.
Every single time I get nervous that I'm going to pronounce it wrong because it's spelled so weird. But Psalms.
Welcome to the English language.
Amen, brother. But apparently Psalms specifically is super important to their stuff. The book of Psalms is apparently used in like almost all of their rituals. And again, yeah, their response, if people ask about it, it's like, are you an elk?
Oh. Fine, I'm just going to do it.
Do what?
Walk in front of the
Walk in
camera
front of the
instead of
camera.
melding into the ground.
I'm pretty sure that cup has been there since the last time I was here.
It might be.
Shh.
Don't shh.
Don't.
Bronco cup.
Don't draw attention to our dirty house.
Man. You make it sound like I don't do that. My desk is full of freaking Mountain Dew cans at the moment.
See,
That last comment from Bishop, yeah, he's right about that shit.
Yeah.
Because
But yeah. No, I do like the Elks. The Elks are 10 years older than the Moose Lodge. Neat little fact. But anyway, yeah, no, the Elks Lodge are cool. I personally understand. There goes the bishop. I get it why it's none of your damn business what their their oaths and rituals and stuff like that are. I mean, okay, as far as we know, they're not like killing people. So again, it's like,
or going to a certain island where they're doing horrific things.
Oh yeah, no, there are way worse secretive
I don't want to be
groups.
subtle when I feel like it.
You looked it up.
When I feel like it.
You looked it up. I'm so proud of you.
subtlety.
No, I just
Subtlety,
don't.
Jesus. Look it up.
I just choose not to. But look, with Bishop, I do agree with that. The government does give everything to some people, and then
Other people, they don't.
like our veterans, like that. They should get all the help that they need. They gave their body, their mind, and their soul for this country. They should get help. They should have.
Which are tenants that the Elks Lodge.
They should have the resources that they need to be able to get the help that they
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say it. I don't care what branch you are. A soldier, as in someone in the military, because I've had people come at me like, soldier technically is just the army.
No. If you served, you served.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what branch you did.
Yeah, you might be a different kind of soldier, but a soldier is a soldier. And in my personal opinion, maybe this is coming from a military family, a soldier shouldn't want for anything. That's just my personal opinion.
They shouldn't be disgraced when they get back. They should be able to get the help that they need, be able to transition back into society,
Oh, geez, I can't even begin to imagine.
get housing, be able to have housing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if you serve, government should be able to give you a house. Don't
Oh,
have
God.
to pay anything at all. You have a house when you return.
Absolutely.
It's yours.
Yes. But
And you have the proper medical and
access
therapy that you need.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
Now, that being said, are there some soldiers that join for...
Are douchebags?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and if you're a douchebag, I'm going to make fun of you.
No matter what. But a
Like a certain
soldier...
person I used to work with.
But a soldier is a soldier. And, yeah. So, kudos to our friends at the Elks Lodge and the Knights Templar. Isn't it funny that I'm talking about secret societies and, like, they're actually not bad guys?
So
It's funny how that works out. We're going to change that real damn fast, though, because we have one more secret society to talk about. And this one is actually kind of a pup, if you will.
Like I said, so far.
They're a new kid on the block, so to speak. What's this? Oh! My dad and mom are both honorary members of the Moose Lodge. Make of that what you will. Anyway, though, this group is relatively new. There goes the bishop again. Hi, Bishop. You're on camera. There we go. Oh!
Bishop just hurt himself.
You okay?
I'm fine.
Good.
It was just my knee.
We can't afford to pay for your medical bill, so you have to be okay. Anyway.
Let's go to the vet.
Well, anyway.
Or Tijuana.
No.
Hold on.
What? It's cheaper over there.
Yeah, because of quality.
We are. You say that, but boy, it was really good quality down there. It's just a lot cheaper than it is over here.
Anyway, back to the point. This last group is very new. They were founded late 2001 by Edward D. Cabral? Cabral, I think is how you pronounce that. Edward D. Cabral in Southern California. Cabral he's kind of a weird guy, a bit eccentric, just kind of exploded onto the scene, big tech investor actually. But anyway, he founded a fraternal club referred to as the Lodge of the Gilded Fox. You okay over there? Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, you just started moving your head around. You were weird. Anyhow,
Why?
Well, no, he was just looking at you. He was looking around. His head was all jerking around, and then suddenly, he was looking at you.
I'm not allowed to speak of certain things.
Apparently. Anyway, just remember, you're not the first Jesus.
Yeah, but
You don't have to be the last.
He says you.
Anyway,
The one and only.
the Lodge of the Gilded Fox was founded in the later end of 2021. Very new group, very, very secretive and reclusive. Like, there's nothing on these people other than that they exist. Like, that's it. They did get in some trouble in 22. You know, it is so weird to think that 2022 isn't last year anymore.
That's true.
It's not last year anymore.
It was the year before.
Yeah, it was the year before. In 2022. Hold on, I've got it here.
It's been covered with
Yeah, there was a journalist, Wilbur Durr. Yes, Wilbur Durr, that was his name. Go ahead, make the jokes, children.
Because everyone that could join the Olympics, who could jump, swim, and do anything else, came to the United States.
Is someone saying something? Is something going on in the chat that I should be aware of? Jesus, why didn't Mexico? Because their best runners were already here.
Yep. Anyone who could run, swim, jump. Yeah. I am not one of them people. I admit for short distances, that's about it. And then tackling into people.
Anyway, I love how this chat just, are all friends and everyone's so fun together. I love I know this is going to sound cringy, but I love our little groups together. I love our chat. But anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, William Durr. Wilbur Durr, excuse me. Wilbur Durr.
Is that a sneeze or a laugh?
I'm not sure.
That's a laugh I tried to hold in.
Anyway.
Mr. Durr.
So, Wilbur Durr was a
to
journalist dude, and the story gets really weird. Okay, I'm going to try to put this together properly.
Again, was he related to Joe Dirt?
I don't think so,
Weird.
but can't confirm. Cannot confirm. It's hypothetical. Anyway,
want to go with. Yes.
So Durr apparently told a bunch of his friends. He was a journalist, by the way, supposedly, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a minute. But apparently he told a bunch of his friends that he actually had gotten permission to go and sit in at a meeting of the Lodge of the Gilded Fox. And he was apparently really excited about it. And we're going to have to go into some tinfoil hat territory, so be prepared, boys and girls. Where are our tinfoil hats? We have tons of them.
I don't have one, and I'm not wearing one. And best believe I'm going to be tripping the person that's right next to me if I see you run by.
The tinfoil hat's right over there by you.
Oh, we do have tinfoil hats. Put that on, Jesus.
I am not putting this on. There you go.
God, I hope this is a thumbnail. Anyway, so basically, Wilbur Durr, he supposedly got to sit in on a meeting of the Gilded Fox. Now, if you believe the ghost story, basically what happened is he was told, okay, you can be in this room, in this place, in this area, while we're conducting our meeting, and you can observe our rites, but you have to stay in this area. Don't go snooping around our meeting hall. And apparently he decided to see what was behind curtain number 2. Because, again, if you go off the ghost story, he saw something that he wasn't supposed to. And his friends claim they received a photograph. Now, I think you have the photo. Do you, Bishop?
I do, yes.
Yeah. His friends claimed he sent them this.
And he was never seen again.
It goes even harder than that. They claim he sent them this photo. It was like at 11 o'clock at night that they received it.
Did he forget to turn off the flash?
Well, I think one of them is holding something that's glowing, or I don't know what that. I can't tell what that is.
It's something glowing.
It's definitely something glowing. It
might be a candle.
Might be a candle. It might be some device. I don't freaking know. Weird ass looking SOBs with those masks.
Yeah.
Real quick, by the way, the dude on the far right. Tell me he doesn't look like Ted Bundy. Am I crazy, or does he look like Ted Bundy in a fur mask?
He kind of looks like Ted Bundy.
He does kind of look like Ted Bundy. What a weirdo. But yeah, no, that one in the back is holding something that is, what's the term I'm looking for? Luminescent?
Yeah.
It's something that's producing light. And then he was gone. Now here's the creepy thing. All his friends say they got that photo from him, that he was going there to sit in and observe a meeting of this incredibly exclusive, incredibly reclusive group. Except there's one problem. There's no evidence of this Wilbur Durr existing.
Oh, that's my bad.
Existing
I fell asleep.
at all. There's no social media accounts. There's no comments. There's nothing. This guy doesn't exist except in the stories that his supposed friends tell. There is zero internet footprint of this guy.
Well, it's easy to do if you compare have the right people to do it.
Across every single social media platform.
And then if you have the right people that know how to do it, if you go on the dark web, you can get information of anybody and everybody. Who's to say that you can't go on there and have them delete everything?
Sean's just like, you should always bring protection.
Yeah, that's why it's called boom boom stick and concealed carry.
My dad says it looks like a candle. My dad says it looks like a candle. I'm not sure what it is. It looks like a light. He has some kind of light in his hand. Although, actually, I was going to say, hold on. What if he was holding something that was reflective? Because you mentioned the flash on a camera.
Because, how are you going to take a photo and, everyone's staring at you while you take it? Come on, devil.
But, well, see, okay, so the ghost story goes is that he went into the room, he saw those guys there, and he took a picture because he thought that they were going to attack him or something. Because remember, he was told specifically, stay in this one room. Don't go snooping around.
And that's why children remember, mind your business.
Mind your own damn business. It can be dangerous for your health. But anyway, and again, there's nothing at all about this guy. like he has no internet footprint at all. And of course, there's conspiracies that he was taken out. They, like you were saying, they have access to the dark web, and some of the stories get like real creepy, like how intrinsically powerful this Lodge of the Gilded Fox is with the dark web and stuff like that. I do have to admit, I want you to think about this for a minute. Suppose, okay, if this conspiracy story is true, if they did not only attack this guy.
You haven't said your catchphrase. You've just been saying it, conspiracy every now and then, but you have not said your catchphrase at all this episode, which is funny.
Well, there's no conspiracy to worry about. Nothing happened. Anyway, though. The hell was that?
I got the bishop.
Something just went flying by. Did we get that on camera?
Probably.
That was not scripted. I don't know what the hell just happened. I literally was kind of like looking at the table and I just saw motion. Something hit the bishop and then a bottle fell on the floor. Did you throw a bottle at him? What the hell?
No, that was the ball I was playing with. Well, since Bishop's always throwing stuff at us, I figured I'm like, hey, there's a ball. Throw.
Ow, my arm.
Oh, Sean, maybe the Gilded Fox would sponsor you. We don't actually know what they do. They are extremely reclusive. Now, they did actually address it, saying they didn't know who the hell this Durr guy was.
It's probably because they didn't bring tacos.
They didn't know they've never heard of him. They never encountered him. And their official statement was that while they would be completely open to interviews and people looking at, visiting their offices, which, by the way, they have several all across North America, in Canada, Mexico, and America. And the big rumor is that they're planning to expand to other countries too. But no, they've claimed they never met a Wilbur Durr. And while, yes, they are open for interviews and you are welcome to come and visit their offices, they would never allow someone to film their meetings or their rights because that would violate their tenets.
I know my rights.
Don't say what those tenets are, but that's what their statement was. But, I have to go back to what I was saying before I was interrupted by something happening.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Isn't it kind of...
You just freaked out for some unknown reason.
Anyway, no, isn't it kind of creepy? Like, I want you to think about this for a second. Some force, whether it's a cabal or something else, and like I said, there's some really weird rumors about the Gilded Fox. Mainly because their founder, Edward, is so intrinsic with technology investment.
Edward Scissorhands?
D. Crabell? Hold on, let me see. I have it written down. Crabral. D. Crabral.
Okay, because if it was Cabal, that just reminds me of some Marvel.
The Mortal Kombat character? Yeah, Cabal is
I was thinking Marvel.
No, you're thinking
Comics.
of... Is there a Cabal in DC? I know the Mortal Kombat
I said
character.
Marvel.
Marvel, whatever.
I think Marvel, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know him.
He's new-ish.
But I know Cabal from Mortal Kombat. But no, it's Edward D.
Man, it makes you look improper at the moment. I am not wearing that thing.
Edward D. Cabral. Excuse me. There you go. You hold that for me, buddy. Good famine. Yeah, he's tied into technology investments and AI software and stuff like that. And there's some really creepy stories they tell about this dude. Mainly because he's horribly disfigured, actually. No, you think I'm joking. No, he hardly ever actually makes public appearances. I don't know why, but I've heard that he's disfigured. It's something to do with his eyes.
He's ugly as fuck.
Wow, subtlety, Jesus.
I told you, I know subtlety. I just choose when to and when not to use it.
But yeah, no, so there's all kinds of creepy conspiracy stuff with these guys.
Watch me go missing.
Well, better you than me.
I'll take you with me.
Like hell. Anyway, though. But
One's going missing.
yeah. Yeah, you're going to stay right here, Jesus number 3. Anyway, though.
Surprisingly, I am the third.
God damn it. But yeah, I wish I could tell more about it, but yeah, that's all that's really known. They don't, partly because they're so new, but also, yeah, they're super selective about who gets to join. Now that I think about it, something kind of creepy. There's no stories of people not joining. You know what I mean?
I do remember there being a bunch of dudes with masks when I was in front of the Home Depot, and then I ended up here.
That didn't happen.
I remember.
Shut up. You're too drunk to remember anything.
I have not been drinking that heavily lately. Thank you very much.
But no, because you can apply to join these kind of fraternities and societies and stuff like that. But by process of elimination, there should be someone somewhere have failed to join and not become a member. No. But,
unless they go missing.
and that goes back to the whole creepy thing. Like, I want you to actually think about that for a second. Whether it's this cabal or something to do with AI or the dark web, supposedly this is a group that can snap their fingers and make all evidence you ever existed go away. That's kind of creepy. That's pretty effed up, honestly. Like, think about it for a second. Everything that proves you ever existed, aside from physical face-to-face encounters, first-hand witness testimony.
For you.
Oh, God damn it. I missed it. Do it again. Jesus crippled the bishop in one blow. Truly a decisive battle. Your little brother wants to spend his 21st in Denver with you.
Your brother's turning 21?
That got me right in the neck. Why the neck?
Choopy. Are you okay, Choopy?
Choopy the Chupacabra, everybody.
My other Mexican buddy. The reason why I started vaping again is it's been a very stressful last few weeks, and it helps with the stress.
Yeah. There's worse things you could do, in my personal opinion. I don't mind vaping or smoking that much. But anyway, I don't see. Yeah, come on up, dude. When is his birthday? I want to say it's in August.
How do you not know? Never mind.
Stop talking.
I was gonna say, how do you not know your brother's birthday? But then I remembered I don't know my mom's or my brother's. I remember my sister's.
I can barely remember mine. Anyway, though.
I remember mine because I always take that time off work.
Yeah, no.
Walmart don't get my birthday. Me time.
Oh, no, I owe it. Yeah, no. When I remember it, I totally will always cash in vacation time on my birthday and be like, screw you, store. But no. Yeah, no. Sean is always welcome here, out here in the desert. Bro. I'm terrified to think if we actually had Sean and the bishop in the same room for more than 10 minutes, there'd probably be bloodshed. But hey.
Well, the second he walks through that door, I'm just going to open my Bible and start reading scripture to him.
The 25th of June.
June.
Is that on a weekend?
It's in June. Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with you coming up here. My dad smoked for 55 years, stopped for almost 2.
Oh, I've gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
I'm not like I was back in high school where I was smoking like 2 packs a day.
Sheesh.
I got better.
Yeah,
I don't
but
vape all that much, but when I do it heavily.
But yeah, no, that's the Lodge of the Gilded Fox. And like I said, I don't know, there's something really creepy to think about it. Like, I don't even talk about like physically. Like, those are some creepy dudes, don't get me wrong. But I mean, like, again, think about it. Somebody that can make it seem like you never existed in the first place, aside from people saying that they met you. Like, the internet is a lot bigger than people give it credit for. Like, there is so much of the proof that our generation existed at all is the internet. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, if YouTube suddenly wasn't here, if it was just gone from the internet, everything I've created would be gone. It's kind of creepy to think about, actually.
Oh, no, you still have your account on X. In other words, Twitch.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I don't know, dude. That feels like one of those powers that, like, being able to just remove somebody from the internet. On paper, that sounds lame, and it's like, well, that's just the internet. No. Think how big that is. Think how many people you know that you would lose contact to if you didn't exist on the internet.
Be honest, not that many. Most people I keep in contact with through the phone, or I see them every once in a while. But not just that. Look at it this way too. Is like there are people who disappear off the face
every day. Yeah,
off the face of the earth, but they just stop using their accounts and they stop using.
Yeah, but this is somebody can do that to you. You just said you're challenging it.
Mm-hmm.
Bad. Stop it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But anyway, boys and girls, that was Secret Societies. I have been your host, Kristoff N. Chester. We have the bishop over in the corner.
Hi.
We have Choopy. There's Choopy. Choopy, the throat attacker. Jesus, totally not kidnapped. Oh yeah, looking away now.
Sam, help.
You son of a! Stop that!
What? I told you not to let him have his phone.
I thought you freaking.
Yes, you took one phone, but you failed to understand I'm Mexican. I have multiple. One for every muchacha.
Get the hammer, Bishop. Get the hammer. Anyway, though.
I can't find
but before we go, what do you guys feel like talking about next week? And in the chat, too. Like, no, people, talk to me here. What are you guys thinking?
You do another...
The look of terror.
Confusion. I have no idea what we should talk about, to be honest.
Hold on, what's the date? Is there any special dates?
Yeah, what is the next episode going to land on?
It's my brother's birthday. Yeah.
Your what?
My brother's birthday. Huh. Mortality. You could do another 3 cryptids from States, but...
But we already did one this month, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Yeah, immortality?
Johnny Depp?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Talk specifically about Greek and Roman history and mythologies.
Egyptian mythology.
Yeah, that could be kind of fun. No, let's talk about some mythology next week. There you go. Yeah, we're going to talk about some mythology in general. Early film. Yeah, no. I like that idea. Mythologies. We're going to talk a bit about some mythologies from the world that was once upon a time, way back before the internet and things like that.
When Zeus used to sleep with everything that had legs.
And some things that didn't.
Or things
the bishop's face. I did it all for the bishop's face.
And things that had multiple legs. Or no legs at all.
Hissenberg. Hi, Hissenberg. Gesundheit. Anyway, though, as I said, I have been your host, Kristoff N. Chester. Here are my faithful doggo companions, Famine and Gluttony. The bishop's over yonder. Love you, Mom. This is Jeebus. And as always, keep checking the shadows.